Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, we are going to be talking about the latest NBA trade rumors going on in the NBA. In fact, these are the rumors we are going to be talking about. So, if you guys are interested, man, in keeping up with the NBA news and everything like that, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Because I'm going to be trying to do these videos, every single day, assuming there's rumors and stuff going on, man. So, yeah, just because, I don't know, it's like my favorite time of the year. It's like Christmas, man, every single day, just figuring out what's going to happen in the NBA. So let's go ahead and get going on this. And as far as the rumor I want to talk about first, let's go ahead and go with the one. Let's start off pretty simple here, man. The Brooklyn Nets are interested in potentially trading away Joe Harris. So, to be honest, this one caught me off guard a little bit. I wasn't really expecting that. So, on to the NBA season here. Where we at, man? Joe Harris. He is averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist per game. He is shooting 47% from 3. Now, obviously, he's been out with injury and stuff like that. But, when he has played, he's looked pretty damn good. The only reason I could see them potentially doing this type of trade is because, man, let's call it like it is. This team, with Kevin Durant and James Harden and, potentially in the future Kyrie Irving, they have so much offense already. What they need is they need that inside presence. So being able to, give up a guy like Joe Harris, especially when you have maybe like a Bruce Brown on the team already, is probably the reason they do something like this, to trade for some type of center or something like that. Now, as far as, who they would trade him to, I mean, a guy like Joe Harris literally fits on every single NBA team. So maybe they can pull something off with the Pelicans to get Valanciunas on the team, but obviously Valanciunas has been a beast. You have to give up some other pieces to do so, but, add a three-point shooter next to Zion, assuming he comes back healthy and everything like that. I mean, that's just a name I tossed out there. Literally, man, you can find infinite amount of trades for Joe Harris to get some type of big guy over on the team. So, yeah, let me know in the comment section below which one you want to see the most. And, okay, so next up, let's go ahead. Let me bring up the list here again, man. Let's go ahead and talk about Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks, because this is probably the oldest rumor. It's from a day or so ago, man. But yes, I guess, yeah, while we're talking about them. So this one right here was the idea of sending Kyrie Irving, which he's not going to be listed on here because he hasn't played yet this season. Where we at? Damn, look at all those injuries. That's crazy, man. But yeah, so Kyrie Irving, the idea of sending him over to the Dallas Mavericks, and the guy that's actually been brought up in this has been Kristaps Porzingis, man. So Kristaps Porzingis could find himself back in New York, just not on the New York Knicks, right? So yeah, man, as far as Kyrie Irving going over to the Dallas Mavericks, do I personally like this fit? Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do, because Kyrie Irving is not a bad basketball player. He's top point guard of this generation, man. One of the top point guards. So yeah, man, having him go and play with Luka Doncic, I think just works out perfectly. So let's go to Fanspo real quick here and just kind of see what this would look like for both sides. So yeah, we got the Dallas Mavericks and we have the Brooklyn Nets, man. So what I do like about this is that Kristaps Porzingis, I know his ego says that he wants to be a first option or even a second option, but we all know Kristaps Porzingis, on a championship team is probably a third option player. So him going over to the Brooklyn Nets and not only giving them size, but, a guy that can bring you some scoring and, some scoring, a little bit of rebounding. Wish he was a better rebounder for his height, to be honest, man. I just think works out perfectly. This would be the perfect role being that third option to Kevin Durant and James Harden. It makes so much sense to me, man. It really does. Now, is Kristaps as good as Kyrie Irving? No, he's not, but he is available to play. So availability, man, there's something to be said about that. And then, yeah, Kyrie Irving going over this team and being the solidified second option to Luka Doncic and just being able to be a guy that you can give the basketball to and can create offense for himself and others would allow, Luka Doncic to play a little off ball, which I actually really want to see a lot more of. I just love it, man. I feel like it's the perfect trade. I feel like it's the perfect trade, based off the circumstance. Now, you could also argue here, too, that that maybe the Nets would have to give another piece just because, Kyrie Irving is, like I said, better than Kristaps Porzingis despite him not playing. But there's actually been some talks about Kyrie potentially, being able to play in the future, man. So we'll see about that. But even with that, too, it's contracts, you're going to have to make that all work out and everything, but you can also toss in Joe Harris over there. They're already looking to trade him anyway. So if they do that, yeah, let's do Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris for Kristaps Porzingis, and we'll also toss in Willie Cauley-Stein. And let's go with Dwight Powell. Go with Dwight Powell, man. Although that's essentially going to leave them as a very small team. So, yeah, maybe that's not the right trade. But, you know what I'm talking about, man. Just something like that. The big focus is Kyrie for Kristaps Porzingis. Does it actually work? Now I'm just kind of curious, man. Try trade. And successful. It's successful. So you get some big dudes. Yeah, okay. You know what? I probably knock either Dwight Powell or Willie Cauley-Stein because they do not need 3 big guys out of it. So, yeah. Maybe knock off one of those guys, and we'll kind of see maybe some draft picks are involved. But just a TLDR, man, type of trade, right? So, okay. Alrighty, man. I actually want to see real quick here, too. What is Kristaps? Actually, I think it's showed his stats, but I do want to see what his actual stats are this season. So, because the Mavericks are... Where are the Mavericks at here, man? Are they a bad team this season? 7th seed at 14-13. And then the Nets, obviously... 20-8, so it's a chance for the Nets to get even better because clearly they don't need Kyrie to win games, and it's a chance for the Dallas Mavericks to take a step in a new direction, right? So, yeah, so we got Luka this season at 26, 9, and 8. Yo, him with Kyrie, that would be sick, man. Like, it's low-key giving me, like LeBron, Kyrie vibes from back in the day. I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm just saying, man. And then Kristaps... actually having a pretty solid season. 3-point shot's not great, but we all know that can be improved, especially if he's more of a third option. And James Harden and KD would create so much for him, man. I love it. I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. It's a deal. It's a deal. On the behalf of both these teams, I do not represent in any way. All right, next up, man, let's go ahead and talk about... this one was pretty interesting. The Ben Simmons... let me read real quick, man. I heard the Pelicans discuss trading future first-round picks and pick swaps with the 76ers for Ben Simmons. League sources told Hoops Hype Brandon Ingram was not involved in the talks, I'm told, at least as of right now, man. So this one is getting pretty interesting pretty early on here. Let's go back to Fanspo and see what this would look like and why it might make sense for both teams. So we got the 76ers and we have the Pelicans. Now, what I don't understand about how this one would work is, Ben Simmons has $33 million on his contract, so it cannot just be a case of tossing in pick swaps. Like, that's just not going to happen, right, man? But really what you really need to go into with this one is, from the Pelicans standpoint, why would they trade for Ben Simmons? I know people are saying things like, Ben Simmons does not fit next to Zion Williamson. I mean, in certain types of play sets he does. That pick and roll would be kind of nasty, man. But what I like about this right here is that the Pelicans, if they are able to pull off a trade for Ben Simmons, who is a great basketball player, without giving up Zion or Brandon Ingram, for a team that's not only struggling like crazy, but also the future of their franchise is at stake, man. Like, there's literal talks of, like, especially if Zion leaves, are the Pelicans going to be able to get enough fans? Are they going to be able to even keep their basketball team, man? So, you might look at this move as maybe a little bit of desperation, but what we do know is, for one, the draft class, as you guys look at the mock draft real quick here, man, the draft class has a lot of power forwards and centers, and that's not what the team needs. You could say maybe a guy like Jaden would fit really nicely on the Pelicans and everything for the future, but the fact of the matter is that another rookie is not going to help in the longevity of keeping Zion Williamson happy. Getting a guy like Ben Simmons at least shows that the team's being aggressive, and it keeps it interesting, man. So that's the only reason I see them really doing it, is a little bit of desperation, but maybe the what if factor too. Like, what if Zion and Simmons and Ingram all click? Because on paper, that's a very lengthy big three, man. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but to make this work, so yeah, obviously the pick swap goes over to the 76ers. And with the pick swap, what you're seeing with this, man, is chances are you probably don't see them drafting a player. I mean, once again, I could say maybe Jaden. Well, either one of the Jadens right here would fit nicely. But, like, I guess if they were able to maybe get their hands on, like, Banchero or something like that, it really depends on how the lottery kind of fills out. But Banchero with Joel Embiid would be pretty nasty. But what you're probably seeing here is the 76ers kind of, like, finishing out the rest of the NBA season with their team. And, that draft pick becomes extremely valuable because if it's a top 5 pick, like, a lot of teams are going to bite at that, right? More so to the point of, Ben Simmons right now, his trade value is not at an all-time high. So the 76ers kind of taking a risk hoping that lottery pick ends up becoming pretty damn fantastic, right? But, to get the rest of this done, so you got $33 million you have to match. You just have to do it. So you're probably looking at Devontae Graham getting traded, which, veteran point guard going over to the 76ers. Let me actually pull up his stats real quick here, man. Damn, they're 8-21 Because I know he kind of can have some efficiency issues, but we got Devontae shooting 35% from 3, overall 36% field goal percentage. Yeah, that's kind of like the player he was on the Charlotte Hornets, to be honest. But so he gets tossed in. You got about $20 million more you have to match. You're probably looking at Satoransky for the $10 million. And I would probably say the only way to make this continue to work, you're probably looking at Josh Hart also going over to the team. So that with the pick swaps, not a bad little trio of guards to get over on the team. You know, we got Josh Hart playing power forward, man, at 6'5". I know we can rebound, though. But let's see if something like this actually works. So try the trade and failed. So Josh Hart cannot be traded until March 3rd because of the bird rights. Okay, so now it says December 15th, which is literally today. But yeah, so it looks like the salary increase, you can't do that. So okay, once again, it's a trade that would probably have to be shopped around a little bit. There's other guys you can toss in here to make it work, but overall for the Pelicans, maybe a little desperation, but sometimes you have to do that and roll with the punches. 76ers getting some guys back, some good veterans, and a potential top 5 pick. That's pretty solid to ask for, man. So I like that. And then last but certainly not least, we have top right corner. It's believed that the Detroit Pistons is focused on trading Jeremy Grant, which when it comes down to it, man, my Detroit Pistons, what's their record on the season? 4-22. Like, Jeremy Grant, he's been great for this franchise. I recognize, you know, that he wanted to play here. As far as his numbers, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block per game. But on top of that, man, he does have the injury to him right now. He's going to be out for like 6 weeks. And as far as his contract goes, like after this year, he is going to be an expiring contract at about $20 million, which is an absolute steal for what he brings to this team. So I'm in the ballpark where, yeah, you probably do look to trade him now. It's probably about that time, because he's not making the team better. His stock's at an all-time high despite the injury. It's like, get something back for him, man, going forward. And plus with that, you know, yet again, too, he is the power forward position. I mean, you look at the positions that are available in the draft, you know, if they're interested in going for a Banchero or Jabari Smith, then you're probably looking at him being gone anyway, right? So that type of player can develop, but at the same time, you also got the Jadens, too, which would be very valuable for this team. So yeah, man, as far as, you know, what we could get back for him, I don't want to go too heavily into trades just because, you know, we could be here all day doing that. You guys let me know in the comment section below, because obviously I don't want to be biased towards my team. Let me know, what would you personally want for Jeremy Grant, for your favorite basketball team? He fits essentially anywhere. I know one trade talk that's been kind of talked about a bit, and one of my subscribers actually mentioned this one with me, was with the Chicago Bulls. And they said something like, Patrick Williams and a protected, I think it said like a lottery protected first round pick in exchange for Jeremy Grant, which personally speaking, I like it a lot. I like this man's game. You know, with Patrick Williams, he definitely, you know, after, well, he's gonna be out for the rest of the season, so, you know, he's not gonna help us right now, which is okay because we got a tank anyway. But you get Patrick Williams on the team, you know, the young Detroit Pistons, him with Cade, that's a very nice little duo right there. And then you get Jeremy Grant over on the Chicago Bulls, who, you know, for one, could use the player right now because they have so many guys out, you know, with safety protocols and everything. But also, this Bulls team definitely is built to win now. And yeah, what Jeremy would bring to this team, oh my goodness, man. Like, Lonzo, Levine, DeMar, Jeremy Grant, Vucevic, top to bottom, in my opinion, man, that's the best starting 5 in the NBA. Hands down, man down. It makes the, oh my goodness, y'all see this? Okay, I was going to say real quick here too, man. Stanley Johnson, that was the biggest bad luck Brian moment I've ever seen, by the way. This man literally got signed from the G League to go to Chicago, and then he got out with health and safety protocols, man. But okay, that's all we have for this video, guys. That's all that we are going to discuss as far as these trade rumors go. As far as which one do I think is the most realistic, I do think Jeremy Grant gets traded before the trade deadline. Kyrie, Kristaps type of swap with other pieces involved. I like it, man. I actually do like it. Ben Simmons to the Pelicans. It makes sense for the Pelicans trying, and then Joe Harris literally fits anywhere. The and what the Nets need is kind of, you know, more like interior depth and stuff like that, man. So yes, hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.